What's up, world? Welcome to another week's episode on the Kingdom of Kings and Queen podcast. I am the poet who didn't know it.
I am Young King.
I'm Miss Me, and I'm Queen Sheba.
Today we'll be discussing at what point in a relationship do you reveal your true self? At what point do you reveal or not reveal or take off your mask? I say for some people they never do because it's all a game and a ploy to get one leg up on their supposed to be loved one or whatever. But for those that are truly in sync, that pretty much, I say, a month or two, because y'all really engaged in each other and you really trying to figure each other out, because I'm trying to figure out what you like so I can do those things and she will be doing the same. But, for a lot of people, or to me, a lot of people in society, it's been a relationship been monopolized. Like, it's about what you can do for me,
more of a business
not
arrangement.
how you treat me. Like, it ain't like with a lot of women. It ain't if he gonna treat me nice and respect me and this, that, and the third, and vice versa with the men. It's all that she got this. Them seen Dr. Miami got the bubble butt and got the everything hooked up. So, how y'all feel about people revealing themselves within a relationship, and what point do y'all feel like they do that?
Well, I don't want to interrupt, but I want to introduce Queen Sheba to the set. And since this is your first time on this side of the camera, we would like to get your opinion.
I personally would say immediately, because what you see is what you get, and you want to give that individual the opportunity to see if this relationship is worth pursuing.
But I would like to note that I wouldn't suggest revealing your whole hand, so to speak. You know what I mean? But be open to understanding an individual versus, I heard certain people say, well, I didn't feel like I could open up to you.
Right.
So, like, if you already guarded and you bringing in baggage from a past relationship, you know what I mean? It's
that onion.
It kind of going.
It goes into that onion. You peeling off the layers of that onion.
But wouldn't you want to, just so the person can decide?
Want to what?
To reveal.
Oh yeah, I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
Immediately.
most people, they really don't don't move that way. Like, it should be that way, but a lot of people are. But I was just also trying to make note of, like, not just, hey, I like to take care of my man, I like to do this and I like to do that, because a lot of people, they got to really just play you. So you expose the whole hand. Now they just going, they going to play the part, but they really not there.
Gotcha.
The men, the heart, or the grow in love, or anything like that. So that's why I was saying, not 100%, but I say, to me personally, like, when you trying to get to know somebody, about 75, you know what I mean, before you just start opening. It's just like you ain't gonna just let nobody come meet your kid type thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So you want to work your way up. It like different levels to, okay, yeah, I'm gonna rock with your knocking, well, you start coming over type thing. It's just level to it, but I just think it's so much fakeness and my truth, and somebody will be doing you wrong and then
Play the victim.
that part.
I only said that because it's like a lot of times in new relationships, you want that person to get you. You want that
Right.
person, and
You want
right, and you find yourself doing those things. It's not really you, but because this person like it, so I'm gonna become
Right.
this person.
You reaching across the aisle. It's supposed to be that way in a relationship. With me,
I would say, do you think it's more of a person taking off their mask, or you're noticing their flaws? Like, at first you was all in love and infatuated by whatever that drew you to that person. Right, and then when that newness where I was like, no, you leaving a glob of toothpaste in the sink. Was you doing that before? They were doing that from day one. You just missed it. Right. So I don't think they take off their mask. I think we just overlook it.
Is always physical.
Mm-hmm. I think we just overlook it and then start noticing it, and then now all of a sudden we blame them for not being the person we wanted them to be, or we made them to be in our mind.
Okay.
So I did some research, and you know, on a Google, because Google is our friend. You know,
Search engine,
Google
baby.
tells you anything that you want to know. If you don't know, Google it. But according to Google, there are 5 stages of love.
Okay.
All right, the first stage is that attraction and romance. It says beginning to know each other and finding common interests, spending a lot of time together, avoiding conflicts. So this echoing what y'all just said. You want to be liked. So you doing that, and I really don't like that, but I like you have more qualities that I like about you, so I'm going to let this slide.
Well, I think what Queen Sheba was saying is, if it first getting to know somebody, I'm an open book to you, so I'm not hiding anything.
Right.
So everything's on the table, and let's get into building.
Right, that's what she was saying. But then you came back and reiterated and said some people try and keep their mask on because they don't want to expose their full hand.
I
You know
feel
what I mean?
like you
They you know,
Just the way
and
the
that's what
world
that's
is,
what I'm
like-
saying. You're avoiding conflict. So
because we're
that
all opportunists at the end of the day, but it's all in the heart and where you and how you being an opportunist, if it make any sense. You know what I mean?
okay, but that's what I'm getting at. That's what it's saying. You're avoiding conflict. You know what I mean?
I
You're
agree
not
with
trying to ruffle
Right.
the wave.
Right.
All right, and then it says stage 2 is reality sets in. You start to see the flaws in your partners. It says most breakups occur during this period because they can't accept their partner's flaws. But yet, had they did like Queen Sheba said, and in the beginning, just automatically been who they were, then the other individual would have had the opportunity to say, yes, I can deal with that, or no, I can't deal with that.
But people have a lot of I wouldn't say demons, a lot of skeletons in their closet that
Right.
even
From past relationships.
just like you had this big upswing back in the 90s and stuff with AIDS, like you had guys like they had 4-5 kids, but they, you know what I mean, they really like on the down low.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it wasn't like it is now, so they had to hide it. So it's a lot of things people are ashamed of that they hide. I'm all for being open with a person. I'm not debating it. I'm just saying, just the way the majority of people mind where it's always trying to get a leg up on somebody.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
rare that you find
That somebody
genuine
that's
people
just gonna
that
be
I'm trying
straight
to
up,
love
hey,
you,
there you
or
go. I'm
even
trying
if
to
it
love
ain't
you for who you
I
are.
just want to be in a space where
We
we
have.
all trying to grow as a unit, not
Right.
know, oh, I got it.
Right.
And looking down my nose, that's because you don't have
Right.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's-
Yeah. So, according to the internet, it continues and says those that stay into the relationship, this is when you get to the disappointment stage.
Stage.
This is stage 3.
Okay.
You're in the disappointment stage now. It says couples try to compromise and work out differences. Communication and trust is key at this point. This is when you have had that conversation up front and said, yo, hey, you knew who I was before we got in this.
Right, and you also give that person opportunity to either go forward with the relationship, or we can just be friends.
Exactly. We can
better
be
off as
platonic friends.
Right.
Platonic friends. But
Yeah.
a lot of us get so caught up in the physical. You know what I mean? We
just wanna
can't
have
understand that. No, what I'm saying is you can have somebody.
No, I'm with you. I agree with what you're saying. But I'm saying that's also another option to just being caught up in the flesh. Some people it don't matter. Like
They just want to be with somebody.
I gotta go. Get
Yeah,
with
I
somebody.
got to be with
can't
somebody.
by
I can't be
myself.
by. Yeah, I can't survive on my own. I don't know how to love me.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, I agree with that. Communication and trust is key at that point. And it goes on to where it says you make it through that rocket stage, and you get to stability.
That's probably year number 7.
Yeah,
7-year itch.
yep, it's true. It gets to stability, and it says you understand your differences, feel connected to them, and trust them to work out future problems. So you know that no matter what, you gonna put my best foot forward, and I'm gonna put your best foot forward. Anything that's dealing with you, I want to see you win. And if that takes me falling back, I'm gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? So that you can go forward and win. Because soon as you cross that finish line, I cross that finish line with you, even though I'm behind you.
I win. win.
You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm behind you, oh, you winning, we all winning.
Right.
But that's the thing though. Most relationships nowadays, it's like one of my partner told me like, man, people just gotta realize like a relationship a business. Like we just done took love off the table, off the top. Like that's why we got all these fugazi behind wedding because it's oh I ain't got this kind of diamond, I ain't got that. You ain't said nothing about a joke of loving you.
Right.
You want the
Respecting
material. You want the materials.
You want to look nice.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'd rather be riding around in something that hiccuping and jerking and everything, but you know what I mean?
You got real
solid,
love.
We solid here. And, you know,
That's
that's
real.
lacking all over the world, man. Like,
That's real.
We got to start loving each other and be willing to understand and go through all these steps that we're going through, too, because we're not perfect. Nobody is. But we have to also be willing to, just like you want me to accept your flaws, you have to accept mine.
Right.
Just the same way you want me to change or tweak a couple of mine, you got to be willing to change or tweak a couple of yours.
Amen.
But we have
Individual.
society has us so individualized that I'm only worried about
Me.
me within a relationship,
Hey.
even though we're supposed to be,
Reverend Doctor.
even though we're two, we're supposed to be one, but we operate on two different. So like, how we supposed to grow in any type of way when, and then you throwing rock and hiding your hand, acting like you ain't doing
Yeah,
it in a
right.
relationship. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing for you, but I got all these lumps on my head.
Right.
And head stay here.
Who hit me, man? Why they hit me though?
I don't know who.
I don't know why they keep hitting me for. I ain't
got
doing
jumped
nothing.
on.
I don't even
Yeah.
understand what they doing.
But
So it goes into the last stage, the fifth stage of love, which is commitment. And it says a stage of mature and sustainable love. You completely understand and accept each other and can see a clear future together. You know, we got our what they call them, vision boards. We got our vision board drawn out, and we are going to make this happen. I mean, it works. It does. I truly believe in the vision board, and I'm grateful for my queen to introducing me to the vision board process and theme, ideology. You know what I mean? Because I had a lot of ideas in my head, and I would never put them on nothing. Therefore, nothing would ever get done.
shit.
But when I put it down and I saw it, now I am accountable for those words, because these are words that I brought to the spectrum that I want to see happen. So it gives me like the motivation to want to go through and do it,
All right.
to make it happen. So when you see it, if you don't do vision boards, I mean, some people don't, you know what I mean? They think, hey, I got it, I'm good. But for me, it works. You know what I'm saying? How you guys feel about vision boards?
Well, I love it because you have to see it to believe that you can achieve it or get to that level. And you just can't just have the board and not go to it and look at it and, you know,
Kind of motivate yourself
Right.
to go forward with
and you got to believe in it. You know,
Right, you gotta believe
have to believe in it. Whatever you put on there, you got to believe that you're going to achieve it. Otherwise, I don't
if
think
you're
it
doing
works.
You both have to.
Right.
I might not be able to see your vision,
But
but at the same time, I gotta believe enough in you. Like it said something about, like you know they're gonna accomplish whatever task it is because you have that
Mhm.
trust in them.
Right.
To get it done, but it has to go hand in hand.
mhm,
And it,
you got
to me, a lot of relationship people are continuing to have masks from, you know, childhood that they hadn't dealt with. So
Right.
that comes into the
relationship,
and
yeah.
It seeps into it, and then the thing you know is when you had a blossoming tree or fruit or whatever, it starts to decay and
Yep.
rot, and now we got mush, and nobody want to deal with mush.
That's probably 90% of relationship problems is
That's why I keep going
exes,
back to that.
parents, whatever you dealt with in your past, you bring that to your new relationship
Yeah.
and now we're dealing with it.
Peel the layers of the onion, take your mask out, because we wear several different masks. 'Cause,
Right.
Like when we go to work, we don't, you know, I don't use the N word, but like I try to deter a lot of guys at work, like, hey, don't use that or don't play that type of music. You know,
Yeah,
you gotta put
yeah.
on a different type of
Don't
hat.
bring that frequency out
Right.
here. Right,
But
right.
I want to make it clear that when we talking about masks, we talking about being fake, phony, deceitful,
Right,
and
right.
things of that nature.
So on that, let me piggyback on your affairs right there to go into next week's episode, which will be shot live at the Pink Masquerade Ball in Jacksonville, Florida. You know, if you're in Jayville, we hope that you can come out and join us, celebrate, have a good time. You know, meet us in person and get to give us your thoughts if you so choose to. It's gonna be interesting, I think. And you know, Masquerade Ball with the mask is kind of like you are once we put these masks on. You know, we a whole different person. You know what I mean? Yeah. Nobody know me.
Let's get
Yes, sir. My name Pablo Suave. Hey. You know what I mean?
I think on the stages you was talking about, I think a lot of people get married in that stage 1, and then they start cheating in stage 2, and divorces happen in stage 3.
Yeah.
And if you make it past stage 3, married, then you start finding your way. And you know, those are the people that say, oh, we've been together for 40, 50 years. It was rocky for 12 years. But I think, you know.
I know you're gonna go through something, but I think we build a culture where it's acceptable to say, to echo off of what you were saying. We've been together X amount of years, say 40, but 30 of them, you know what I mean, we fighting like cats and dogs.
You're damn right.
And we standing up clapping and saying,
Right, yeah. Knowing damn well as soon as these cameras go off, we
feel
finna.
love,
Yeah.
but love shouldn't be a fight.
It shouldn't
we
be.
hurt the ones we love. No, hell, you don't.
Right.
You love the ones you love.
Right.
You hurt the one closest to
See,
you.
no,
hell,
you don't. No, you don't. You
gotta
hurt
get out of
you
there.
only allow yourself to be hurt if you expect more from an individual than that individual can give. You know what I mean? Because you have to understand that everybody's not gonna reciprocate the way you reciprocate. You know what I mean? There, like a couple of episodes that we had about the takers. You know what I mean? There are some people in life that just want to take. They not finna give nothing. No matter what it is, I'm good. I'm good. But soon as you say, hey man, hey, we having a sing dig, everybody come, you know what I'm saying? Everything on me. Everything ain't nowhere to pause.
Absolutely.
But when you say,
got no
hey,
more players in there?
hey, let me get to the go box.
Hey, bro, nothing.
Oh man, ate the most.
Selfish.
But we need those type of individuals. You need those type of individuals to remind you of what not to do, how not to be. You know what I mean? And you need to point that out to individuals. Like if you have a kid, like we go back to the other episode when we were raising kids,
Right.
that they need to see that. You need to point that out to them so they can understand the importance of opening up your hand and helping your fellow man. You know what I mean? That's where we go all the way back to that stage right there. Yeah, you introducing them to a traumatic scene. You know what I mean? It's traumatic, but it's not traumatic. It's a lesson in life that they need to know. And the earlier in life that you can learn it, the better off you'll be later in life.
What get me about that with people in relationships, the takers, they take, but as soon as you stop giving, they all of a sudden they're mad at you. They don't want to deal with you no more. They can do better with somebody else or by themselves.
Right.
And then as soon as you try to leave, they
Sabotage
behind
it.
you.
They want to
Right.
sabotage whatever you trying to go
Right.
into. Because
exactly.
they don't want you to be happy.
Right.
That's all it is. They don't want you, that individual, they don't want you to be happy. They want you to be miserable with them. But they don't want to be with you. They don't want you to be with nobody else.
But they put a brave face in front of their friends and everybody else. I don't need, I got some girlfriends. Right, I don't need him. I'm doing good by myself. And then be, hey baby, can you come over here tonight? Can I see you? I miss you. And
When it's cold outside,
Girl.
who are you holding?
But that's still a part of having no mask on.
Yeah.
Like it's something you hadn't dealt with when you
Right.
when you built like that.
Right.
Like, I went through certain things in life, but that didn't mold me into being being that.
Right.
You know what I
You didn't
mean?
allow
Like,
that
right,
that
like-
instance to make you be that a different person.
I just know, you know what I mean, to treat people the way I want to be treated, and I want to be treated with respect. So I lead with respect, and I respect everybody. Now, whether or not you keep my respect, that's all on you. And
Right.
we don't hit on that early on when we first started, but
Mhm.
you know, a lot of that is also happening within the relationship between men and women. It ain't just women, but right now in this era, we got a lot of, we need to take care of our women, do this, that for our women, but they instead of beating us across the head every time you
we
every time you look
uplifting
at
we
something,
uplifting the queen. We
we supposed to
uplifting
be
the queen, but
uplifting,
yet we still getting beat across the head. You know what I mean?
I don't understand. It's just like with the, you know, I know they're going into another thing with the Dave Chappelle and the LGBTQ thing. Like y'all saying that's offensive, but I seen where y'all having a protest and dude out there Joe the sign, y'all done broke it, then say he got a weapon. You just broke the thing.
Right.
Or just like even with the relationship, I'm giving, but then when I stop, now your feeling hurt. Well, what about mine?
Right. I'm just
We
supposed
have
to
to-
continue to be a
And
pincushion.
if I saw a meme. It said the dumbest thing you can do is lose somebody that'll do anything for you.
Huh, man. Huh, man.
And I just don't. I don't get it. You'll have somebody to do anything for you, but on the flip side,
It go.
you playing victim.
But that's all into that psyche and that thought process of that player. You know what I'm saying? The man has been groomed to be a player. You ain't smooth. You got to be smooth. You can't be smooth and be happy with one. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. You got to be smooth and be happy with multiple, because you know what I'm saying, you got to spread the love, baby.
That's just
That's the
chauvinism.
message. That's
That's
the message
chauvinism.
that young men are giving. You know what I mean? When they uncles and all their cousins, older cousins are like, yo, how many you got,
That's
boy?
just the way. That's just
You know what
the
I'm
way of the
saying?
world.
That is the way of the world. But what I'm saying is that
Patriarchal
that goes
mindset.
back to that grooming. When we were saying that young kid need to see that taker, that young kid see that smooth cat. And they see him moving over here and moving over there. Each time we have a barbecue, he got somebody different. Or each time we got a barbecue, she got somebody different. You know what I mean? It goes both ways.
Right.
It's all on that individual. But what we have to do is say that is who that individual is. You love yourself, and the people that you know, if you are being straight up front with them and they continue to go through with it, then hey, y'all doing what y'all want to do, right? Ain't nobody being coerced in anything. Y'all just enjoying life.
Some people will do things that they see other people doing. You're not looking inside the curtain. You just see what's
Right.
on the outside, and you
Right.
think, "Oh, I can do that." They ain't getting caught, but you ain't seeing all the arguing going on, all the fussing, all the lying.
You ain't seeing all
the
the nights that they
right.
sleeping in different rooms.
Right.
And the
You ain't seeing all that
being
stuff.
miserable
Mhm.
and all of that.
You might see the lady with the big ring, the trips, the big expensive bag, but at home, it might be all kind of stuff going on. She's not getting the love. He's not loyal. He's lying to her. He's never home, but she got all these things.
Right.
You didn't ask for
Things.
loyalty and love. You got it with somebody who could give you things. So, and then you want to fuss that he's not loyal. You didn't find a man who was loyal.
Mhm.
You found one that would give you stuff and
Find
keep
the
you quiet.
provider.
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
Y'all got any
So,
more thoughts on
I
people with masks?
Yeah, I got a lot of thoughts. I say, you know, I agree with my wife. Once you go into a situation, you expose who you are. Lay everything on the table. You know what I mean? Sit down and have that, you know, hey, I know, you know, every connection isn't like that, but when you see, you understand when it's growing to that weight, that pattern. You know what I'm saying? We're about to get into the romantic realm. We starting to get those type connections. You feel it. At that point,
That's
you
on
need
top.
to sit down and have that conversation. That, you know, I like this, I like that, I don't like this, I don't like that. You know what I mean? This is who I am. These are things that are non-negotiable and I will not change. No matter what, this is me. You have to know those flaws in order to express
You gotta
those
know
flaws.
yourself.
You got to know yourself.
That too, but even in saying that, a lot of relationships, even mine, it was built off just, and I ain't gonna say mine, the average every relationship is built off the physical. When you see some, you
Oh,
don't
yeah.
say, "Oh, I bet they're gonna be an engineer in 5 years." You saying, "Oh, he's so sexy, he's so fine." We saying, "Oh, look at that thing shaking and this and that." You know what I mean? You ain't thinking about is she a lunatic?
Right.
Or,
You ain't thinking
or
none of that.
He got 20 kids. You ain't thinking about that. His swag up. You know what I
Right.
mean? Whatever y'all be saying.
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
We didn't skip all the important questions. You just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What you like, what you don't like, what you gonna put up with. I did the same thing, and it makes for turbulence on the plane ride.
You damn right. It's gonna make
So-
for some turbulence.
I just say, just if you sincere with being with whomever you with, just put it all on the table. Like, to me, that's when you put it all on the table. Like, to the same thing you saying, when we're at that point where we trying to build something, everything need to be laid out, especially when you done went through damn near all them stages and you done went to cheating and
Right.
this, that, and third, and we done went past that and we still trying to work it out. At some point, we have to be honest with ourselves and say either we gonna make it together
Or we
not
let
gonna
this
make
shit
it
go.
together. Because to keep the mask on,
It's
who
pointless.
you fooling? Because lying to yourself, you still a lie.
Right.
Even though you feel
Right.
like it's the truth, it's
still a lie.
I don't care how you, like you said about the curtain or how you paint the picture. At the end of the day, it don't change the fact that you feel a certain type of way inside and you hadn't dealt with it. So that stuff come out in the relationship, and just remove your mask. And
be truthful with
if you're
yourself.
with that person that you're trying to build with,
Right.
not just with anybody, because I honestly feel like just the way the world is, you can't just go out there and just say, "Hey, this is me, and I like to take care of you, and I'm gonna pamper you." And I'm do. Come out
You
there like
finna
that
get,
you want
boy,
to.
huh?
That's not
You
what
finna
I'm-
get
You
dead,
gonna
ain't you,
be
boy?
roadkill.
Hey, how you gonna say it, cuz? How you gonna say it? Show one more time. Show one more time. Show one more time, cuz.
think that was great.
It's cuz. I like to take care of you, and I like to give you whatever you like.
And that's how some people come out there. Because
Yeah.
that's just
That's
the way
just
their
who they
heart
are.
is.
Yeah, that's their
how
heart,
their
and that's who
is.
they are. Yeah.
And boy, some vampires out here,
Boy,
boy,
what
suck
you talking
dry.
about, boy?
Will run you in the ground.
Huh,
if you let
man.
'em. So
Huh, man. Hey, girl, I got
in
one.
in taking off your mask, just be wise in who you take it off with.
Exactly.
That's how I
Because
put it, 'cause
everybody-
I do agree with what you said.
Yeah, everybody can't handle your true self. Hey, yo, so we hope you have enjoyed this week's episode on when do you reveal yourself in a relationship. We're going to be performing live. Our next podcast will be shot live at the Pink Masquerade Ball in Jacksonville, Florida. We'll be at the Eagles Nest, 8040 Lone Star Road. Performing live will be Michelle A. I will also be performing live at that event. And it'll be hosted by Tony Maserati and the Party Starters, Gene.com and Beanie the Maestro. Doors open at 6. You can go on Eventbrite to get your tickets and make reservations for tables. We look forward to you guys coming out, and we're interested and happy to come to Jacksonville and do our show. It's going to be our first time going abroad, trying to do our thing, and we're looking forward to vibing with you guys in Jacksonville. You know what I'm saying? So until then, peace.